So, Couch Coaches episode 12, ne? Yeah, 12. We've got David Rachidi.
Hey, you guys?
Amazing, man.
You good?
Amazing. Met this guy through Piscaro.
Yeah.
Now you moved up in life. You're a marketing manager of Betway. How's that going?
It's going good. I mean, it's sports. It's a growing brand. It's an interesting 9 to 5 because it involves a lot of 90 minutes and other sporting codes. So yeah.
So it's not just the disc.
No. It's soccer, rugby, golf, cricket, boxing. I mean, this morning we're up for the Fury and
Wilder
fight. Yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot of sporting codes. Just
that's okay. No, I'm not chilling. That's beautiful. So now as the Betway guy, you can't bet. You can't participate.
Yeah. I handle all the above line, all the below the line.
Yeah.
Making you understand what the product is about, but of a personal space, no, I can't get involved.
That's so trash. But why can't? Because you know how to manipulate it to favor, or what?
You can never manipulate it. I mean, if you think about the dynamics that go into sports betting, one, the simplest principle, you can never control a scoreline.
That's what I'm thinking.
You bet as you bet, you win as you win. I can tell you right now, we've had a lot of winners. And I think the nice thing about this is that it's unique to you. You select your own teams, you select your own results, you select your own outcomes. So it's focused on you. It's not it's not a blanket approach where you can actually maneuver around it. So each bet slip is quite unique to the consumer or the individual.
That thing scares the life out of me.
It's
scary.
It's to be honest, it's actually it's online entertainment. That's the way I see it. I mean, we've come into the years of like smartphones. You're always on your mobile device. You're always on your feature phone. It's a platform where it doesn't need you to actually now actively get into your car or you're on your phone. You're on your phone anytime, anywhere. You're good.
That thing I'm talking because as much as there are big winners. To be a big winner, I feel like you must bet big.
No, not even. I've seen a couple of interesting slips where guys have put in like R1 and one close to like 400k. It's and you're betting on like multi legs. It's quite different. Yeah, and the nice thing about it is that you have different consumers around it. So you have the guy that bets very. Takes the risk. You have the guy that's always going with the favorites. You have the guy that's always going with the upsets. And you know how football is. You can never predict.
No such thing.
No.
There is no such thing ever.
You can definitely.
And that's my. As much as Begi Pirates. Pirates.
Yeah. We
would think Uguti they're out of the PSL.
Yeah.
Right. But now they're only 6 points away with a game ahead.
Yeah.
So there's a huge chance, man.
Yeah. Like, do I think we can take it?
Yeah,
I really think we're in the conversation now. This coming Saturday with the Soweto derby will be quite interesting. I think should Pirates win that match, I mean, it's now we're talking a good 3 points. We still have to play the likes of Sundowns. We still have to play Wits. So I mean, you look at the top 5, you're still playing against them, and if you want to really win it, you need to take the points from them. So I'm actually glad that we're still playing those teams. So
I feel like this for me, this is the derby that actually means something.
Yeah.
It's not just entertainment thing.
Yeah. I think, of course, the derby is always something special. It's always like chock-a-block. The stadium is filled up. Everyone, there's excitement around. Even I think other teams are also like. So it's a derby, you can feel it. But this one is probably in a while. It's one that's actually going to influence who sits at the top at some point. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think from here on, the team that wants to win the league, because they play against each other in the next couple of months between now and April, the team that really wants the league needs to beat the guys either above them or below them.
You must win.
Yeah, and our friends at Naturen have been sitting at the top. At the top, but now it's nice because I've seen this gap like decreasing week by week. So I'm looking forward to the derby as well.
You see, so you're talking about the stadium there. Yeah. Which Field's Soweto derby.
Yep.
So you've been to the Bernabeu.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
What's experience like?
What is it? Is there a difference? Is there?
Yeah, there's a sure. I won't say there's a huge difference in terms of football is football. We all love football, and we all treat and approach soccer differently. But Bernabeu was a eye opener. I went there. I remember when I went there, it was Madrid against Leganes, which on paper it's big team against small team. Yeah. You take it as it's a given we're gonna win, but
easy.
The experience there is it's priceless, man. I mean, the whole city shuts down. The process of just getting in and out the stadium is like unbelievable.
Okay, what do you mean? Like, you need to walk us through, because some of us have never been.
The flow of things, like your seat is allocated. The entrance that you're using, it's quite you placed in terms of you know where you're going. The staff there that actually assists you with the process of actually going towards the match, very, very helpful. The culture there, I mean, every time I used to go watch a Madrid game, I used to always say, okay, how do these fans behind the goalposts that are always wearing white always get those seats, Always get those seats, and it's always all white. And funny thing is, when I was there, I actually realized those guys only get behind the goalposts a good 30 minutes before the game starts. The stadium all gets packed up.
Yeah.
They come in, and it's an allocated area for like hardcore Real Madrid supporters,
Okay.
Unfortunate that when I actually went there, my initial planning was to see Ronaldo. He moved on. Stadium tour the following day. That's where you actually get to understand the culture and the history around Real Madrid, which is, I think on paper you think it's a big team, but when you actually get someone to talk you through every single accolade that they have, it's priceless.
And seeing it.
You
see that you see it.
You see it. I mean, you see boots that were used by guys like David Beckham, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, Ronaldo, the one from Brazil.
I'm jealous.
You see things like what happens post the match. I mean, I watched the match on a Wednesday. Thursday, they were literally fixing the ground, and it's like the way they scan the grass to see where the patches are, what needs to be fixed. It's a completely different experience. But I think the one thing that I got to appreciate is the fact that the city itself, in Madrid, when Real Madrid is playing, the city's behind the team. It's like any other activity is limited, and the whole city just goes and watches the match. So quite good. But with that being said, till this day, I think I get goosebumps every time I walk into a Soweto derby.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
You can't explain. It's just
you can. It's
this thing. It's energy. It's feeling involved in something bigger than yourself for just those 90 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
It's something. I'm wondering, how does the El Clasico feel like?
That's definitely a bucket list that needs to be ticked.
Guys.
Yeah, because I mean, think about El Clasico. You've got like 100 million viewers globally. Like, what does it feel like for the 90,000 that are in the stadium? And then for like the other 90,000 or 50,000 that are around the stadium, and the viewing activations, the viewing parties. I can actually, I get to actually understand why when supporters of a particular team lose, it's very emotional, because you're very invested in that moment. You're invested in that 90 minutes.
And these things, I don't know what happens. Why, for instance, the PSL.
Yeah.
There's the Soweto derby is happening next weekend.
Yep.
But when there's a El Clasico that's going to happen, when the amount of marketing, the amount of getting us ready, there's so much of it, as opposed to the thing. I wonder why we don't invest that much into
the big games.
Yeah, getting us ready for this kind of thing.
I think you know what? I think over the years they've actually it's become before our era. I was told that it's a game that sells itself, you know.
Yeah.
But I think over the years it's become, the brands have actually now understood. The two teams have understood that they are big brands, and I'm glad that a Soweto derby can actually sell out 2 weeks before the actual match.
Which is amazing.
It shows you that there's a keen interest. There's different elements that I think I'm liking out of the league that we're actually in, and it's probably the one thing we now need to start getting 100% right is the exporting. You know, I think
as in getting into other countries.
I think our players are not exposed to going international as much as they did before, and it's interesting that actually the ladies have become quite big in that.
Yes,
Banyana ladies are
people in Milan
are signing international contracts every second week now. You know, so.
But what do you think happened? What's the discrepancy between the males game and the women's game? What happened? Why are they able to?
In terms of the growth, I think you know, when you hit the international stages and you perform, you're bound to see the results. Banyana did well.
Yeah.
You know, like over the past year or so, year and a half. And the results are evident. I mean, like in the past 6 months, they've had about 6-7 players going to various teams. You know, like which is quite phenomenal. You know, we've had like a Banyana coach now become coach of the year. And I mean,
that's true. Right? Like you see, it's just my the thing that bothers me, because for instance, we speak Gasi football.
Yeah.
No. And I was on this bandwagon. You are showboating.
Yeah.
Right. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Then I spoke to some people that like, actually, people from abroad came and called this thing showboating.
Yeah.
And for us, it was just expressing ourselves.
It was a form of
you know.
So you know what? I to be honest, I don't think it's showboating. I look at how guys like Steve Lukolia, when Tottenham came here, that guy was brilliant. I mean, Steve was just like Nanamalatisky, and it frustrated and confused the opposition, but he was being progressive. You know,
that's the thing.
Guys like I mean, I look at situations like Makaringe, you know, the Pirates Sundowns match, where he was somewhat called out. Personally, that's the same Makaringe that was playing at Discovery at Nike.
Yeah.
The very same move he pulled there is what he was known for, you know, before he went to Maritzburg.
Yeah.
So he hasn't changed his style of play. You look at guys like Uskwama. You know, Uskwama was known for, you know, like getting on top of the ball,
one way.
And when he came to Baroka, and actually the nice thing is, teams like Baroka have actually appreciated those type of players, you know.
Yeah.
They've actually pulled them in because Ekasi, they're known for that, and then they've come into the PSL and they've delivered on that. So for me, I just think international football, it's quite technical. It's quite, I wouldn't say rigid, but it's very structured. You know how the EPL works.
It's all boom, we score.
You get hot. You know, if you get kicked in PSL, and the very same tackle happens in the EPL, they'll be like, in England, no, that's a firm tackle. That's what they're known for.
Yeah.
You go to Spain, Barcelona is known for triangles. You know, walking the ball right into the net. You go to Syria, parking the bus as part of their football. They conceding less is good for them. So it's just
the way of playing this game that we all know how to play.
100%. You know, so I mean, look at Brazil. You know, your Neymars, your Rivaldos, Ronaldinho. They're all known for being flamboyant, but they are flamboyant going forward.
They're delivering.
They deliver.
And that's, now I was talking to a guy, I don't know who it was, talking about the media.
Yeah.
He's even fallen into the trap of calling this thing showboating,
Yeah.
And even I was like, actually, this thing is showboating. And I was like, guys, masiyoko ra.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
But then over these past couple of months, I'm like, actually, no, man. It's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. It's the essence of us.
Yeah, it's that type of play has made Savka what we are. Like guys like Dr. Kumalo are known for that.
Yeah.
Hence why they were not lacking confidence playing against a Brazil. They knew that on paper, yes,
it's fine.
Brazil is a bigger
okay,
team.
Yeah.
But in terms of FNB, we home.
Yeah.
What they do, we can do. We play the same soccer, So I just think as the influence of international or broad coaches and technical teams has influenced the direction of our soccer. Twofold, positive and somewhat a bit like frustrating in terms of limitations towards the football that we have. But for me, it's never been about showboating.
The last time we won anything was in that era.
Yeah.
Like since we've brought on all these international influences and showboating and direct play and all those things, we've just slipped further.
Our soccer has changed.
And further and further and further. And I won't lie, guys. I was the same. I was the exact. I watched so much Premier League. I believed what they said was gospel.
Yeah.
And that was the problem.
Yeah.
It's only after now you're like, actually, nah, man. But anyways, my man, thank you so much. That was a fucking amazing conversation.
Nah, all good.
That was nice. And I'm thinking this guy's just a marketing manager and that's it. He's QLAs. Like, he understands what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, no, it's.
But I'd like to have you for another one. I don't know when you're free.
Yeah, you're not episode 12.
Yeah, 12.
Let's put it on episode 100.
Yes. Man, one day we'll get there, guys. One day is one day, but thank you guys. Episode 12, no?
Yeah.
See you guys next time.